On this chilly January morning, why not have some chili? I'm sharing one of my all-time favorite recipes in this week's Brittany's Bites. It is International Hot and Spicy Day. Yep, that's a thing. So I was thinking, what can I make for that? And I thought it's finally time to make one of my favorite recipes ever. It's a Southwestern veggie chili. I have given this recipe out to multiple friends. It is always a hit, so I hope it's a hit in your home as well. So it's hot as far as it's served warm, and it's spicy because it's Southwest, so I've got peppers and hot sauce and lots of good stuff in it. So before things get out of control over here, I have the big pot and I have a half a cup of water just to saute some onions and garlic. And I have 1 cup of chopped red onions and 2 cloves of pressed minced garlic in there, ready to go. It's already been cooking for about 5 minutes, so I'm gonna take the lid off here. You can see it's really hot right now. So once you get those sort of cooked down, the next step here is to take your cumin and coriander, 2 of the best Southwestern type spices. And you want a tablespoon of each while it's still hot, but you only want to mix it in there for about a minute or so. You want to just cook it down a little bit, but not overdo it. So 1 tablespoon of the cumin and then 1 tablespoon of the coriander. That's about good. Okay, so that's what you want to do. You want to just bring it together, and it'll get a little pasty at this point. That's okay. This is sort of developing the flavors right now, and you're just going to continue to build flavors throughout. Okay, that's pretty good. Scrape everything off the bottom there. Smells fantastic. The next step is I have a red pepper, a diced red pepper. It was a really big one. This is just 1 pepper. So here goes the 1 diced red bell pepper. And then also, here's the key. It's picante sauce. That is also what gives it the Southwestern flavor. I use this entire jar. You can use whatever brand you like. This is the one I have always used. It really has the flavor that I like in the end. And just put the whole thing in here. You can hear it sizzling. So at this point, once we get everything mixed up, we're gonna turn down the heat just a little bit, and we're gonna simmer that all together for about 5 minutes. So let me get it stirred up here, and then we'll talk about our next steps, because I know everything went pretty quickly here at first. Okay, looking exactly how it should at this point. Okay, so some of the other things that we're gonna have going on here are 3 different types of beans. I have black beans, cannellini beans, and red kidney beans, dark red. I like the cannellini beans because they're almost like a white kidney bean. I love all of the different colors of 3 different types of beans. And to give it another Southwest kick, I've got some corn. I just got one of those packages in the frozen food section. I think it's 11 ounces of corn. You could just use a can of corn too. It can be frozen, it can be fresh, whatever you'd like, and add as much or as little as you'd like. And then we also have some hot sauce here, and obviously the base here. We've got 2 of these cans of crushed tomatoes. I know some people like to use diced tomatoes. You can absolutely do that. I'm not a big fan of texture of the tomatoes. And then one of the key ingredients, this, as you know, looks vegetarian so far. It does not have to be. I actually have some fake meat going back there that I mixed up. I thought I'll do it that way, which I sometimes do, because then you can add in some meat of your own, because obviously a lot of people think meat when they think chili. You can do ground beef, you can do ground turkey, anything you'd like. So let's pretend that this has been going for about 5 minutes or so. It's still looking good. You just want to do these flavors developing in layers. That's why we're doing it this way. So good to go at this point. It's still cooking and looking great. So what we're gonna do next is add in, actually, I'm gonna grab the meat here and put that in. And it would be just a pound, I think, of ground beef or ground turkey that you would cook down in your pan. You can, add some onions and garlic while you're cooking it if you'd like, but obviously we've got a lot of flavor in here already, so don't worry about that. And then, again, it's actually 4 cans of beans. I have 2 cans of black beans, 1 can of dark kidney beans, and 1 can of white cannellini beans. Look how great that looks. Love it so much. I love beans in my chili, and obviously I have drained and rinsed those as well. So let's get everything stirred up here, and then we want to add in, again, probably the most important part, our 2 cans of tomato sauce, crushed tomatoes here. Let's see if I can do this without making a mess. I didn't wear white today for a reason. And by the way, I'm just doing the base chili. You can do whatever you would like as far as toppings. I think in the Midwest, we love good cornbread to go with chili. I don't know about you, but I love that. Or you can do sort of the Frito pie, right? You can do the base of the corn chips and then put some sour cream and hot sauce on top. Love that too. Okay. Let's get everything incorporated. And then we're gonna let this go and really let this cook for 10 minutes or so, maybe a little bit longer because I kind of fudged the time earlier. And then our last step is to put our corn in and our hot sauce, some salt and pepper. I leave that at the end because we're developing so much flavor throughout that I don't know how much I'm gonna need when it comes to, the end spices yet. So I don't wanna add too much too soon. Okay, so we're gonna cook this down for about 10 minutes or so. We're gonna keep it covered just for the sake of moving things along, and then we'll add our corn. So this has been cooking for about 10 minutes, and boy, is it smelling amazing in here. So we're gonna check on it, give it a little stir, and then add in, whoa! Yeah, it's been cooking. I don't know if you could see that, but it just, it bubbled up there, went everywhere. All right, love making a mess in the kitchen. So clearly that's cooking just fine. We're gonna add in our last step here. So this, I don't really measure out. I kind of eyeball it just to see how much of the little yellow I want in there. I'm very big visually when it comes to what I wanna see when I'm eating my food. And I love corn, don't get me wrong, but I don't want it to overpower the other flavors and overpower the beans that are in it. So I'm gonna put a few handfuls in here. This is just frozen corn. And then see how it looks when I stir it all up. Okay, I'm gonna put the lid back on for about 10 more minutes or so, and then we'll be done and we'll serve it up and see how it looks. Okay, we're gonna take the lid off. It's been going for about 10 minutes or so, and that is it. Again, you could put this in a crock pot, keep it on low because you've really already cooked everything. Just wanna keep it warm. Yeah, you could even keep it on the warm setting as well. But let's scoop it out and see how it looks. I love it. It's just chunky enough, but not too chunky. Put it into a bowl and take a look at this. This is how you can serve it, just like this. Dress it up however you'd like, but I promise it's got a little kick for International Hot and Spicy Day. Cheers.
Well, if you have a picture of one of my recipes to share or maybe an idea for a future segment, you can text us at 614-460-3345 or find me on social media.